guys, Clever27 here. Here to bring you guys another movie review, and this time it is of the movie Super 8. Super 8, of course, directed by J.J Abrams and produced by Steven Spielberg. It is a movie, of course, surrounded by secrecy, just like any other J.J Abrams film. Cloverfield, ring a bell. I don't know why I pointed at the computer. Anyway, this is the film. I won't give away too much of the film, basically because I don't like spoiling movies for anybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call whatever broke out of the train The Thing. Yeah, The Thing. Anyway, like I said, there's a train. So before I get to that part of the train, the movie, of course, is set in the 1970s, the 70s, late 70s, early 80s, in a small town in the middle of nowhere, Ohio, and it's about these kids. One of them is Joe Lamb, played by Joel Courtney. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know if that's how you say it. And he's dealing with the loss of his mother at a very early age, of course. And the only person he has left in his family is his dad, who is the deputy of the small town where they live in. And Joe is helping out a friend, Charles, played by Riley Griffiths. I don't know how to say his last name. His last name is a tongue twister for me. But he's helping out his friend. Sorry, I'm sitting on the phone. Like, start to fall asleep. He's helping out his friends. Charles is the one who's actually directing the film. And one night they sneak out and they go to a train station. And as you can see in the trailers, car runs into the train, derails it like crazy, which leads to probably one of the best, loudest, depending on how loud your theater speakers are, train wrecks that I've ever seen in film. Probably one of the best ones I've seen, dare I say. It's great, and of course they don't see the thing when they're there. They do catch it in the camera. They see that later. And the kids, obviously traumatized. They say not to say anything, and then they start seeing what's going on. The military comes in, and they're not taking over the town, but they're doing stuff around the town. And the deputy, is very worried, and the sheriff goes missing, of course. And the dogs start disappearing, and people start disappearing all around. And it gets and all of this, the thing breaking out of the train, Joe dealing with the loss of his mother, and his father, who doesn't really know. Father, by the way, is played by Chandler, who I think is probably very underrated. If not very underrated, then underrated nonetheless. He's a great actor. Has decent screen time here in the film. And I think there was one scene in particular. All the things that him and Joel share are very good, very touching, and what I really found, and I think you can hear this in other reviews and even read it in other reviews, that even though there is a thing going around the town causing chaos, at the end of the day, the film is it's a coming of age story. It's a movie about loss and how to deal with it, because throughout the film we see Joe dealing with it, and we see the relationship with his father not being very good. He's developing his first crush on a girl named Alice, played by Elle Fanning, which was fantastic. I think she gives one of the best performances in the movie. Next to Joel, it's good. This is his first movie, by the way. Joel Courtney's, and Riley, I can't say his last name, who plays Charles. or his best film. That was his first. Riley and Joel's. This was their first film. I can't talk. But Elle actually gives probably one of the best performances in the film from the kids, and so it's very interesting. I mean, we have all these story arcs. We have that. We have people going missing. We have the Thing going around the town causing mayhem. And it's very interesting. They all intertwine. They all come together, intertwine near the end of the film. But the way they get there, the way they combine with one another is very well put together. And J.J. Abrams does an amazing job about making us care for all the characters. He gives all the kids a different personality, and he really makes us care about the characters. And in most movies, when there's a group of characters, we only care about like one or two. Here, we actually do care about what's going on. During the train crash, there's another scene in the movie where, and you can kind of see in the trailer where there's like military tanks going through a small town. You see the kids are actually running through that a little bit, and you really care what happens to them. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's kind of what I like. And that's something that kind of gets lost in a lot of movies today. I mean, we only care for certain characters. Here, we kind of care for all of them. When something bad happens around them, we kind of get worried, and we're like, "Oh, what's gonna happen?" Maybe not all of us. Maybe just me. But in the end of the day, Super 8 is a great movie. If you read all those reviews, it gets a Super 8 out of 8, out of 10, or whatever the hell they say. It is a great film. If I had to rate it, I would rate it 5 out of 5. It's a perfect score. It's a perfect summer movie. It's, like I said, it's a coming of age with all this other stuff in between. Very different story arcs. You often hear the term love letter to that's whatever specific genre there is. J.J. Abrams essentially did the perfect love letter to the Steven Spielberg films of the old days. I mean, if there's a way to combine, if there's other things to say about this movie, it is kind of like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, combined with The Goonies in a way, with an E.T. I guess you can say that too, because you're dealing with this thing, which if you're clever enough, you probably found out what the hell it was. But nonetheless, Super 8 is a great film. It really is. I highly recommend you check it out. You have a lot of fun. If you can't really specify what it is, genre-wise, I mean, if I was going to specify it, I probably would say it's a sci-fi thriller. It does have its horror elements to it, which is really interesting. But it also has its comedy moments. It has its very serious moments. Some of it all intertwined together, which I know it's kind of hard to think of and share, but it's true. So that's all I gotta say about that. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Super 8. Like I said, it's a great film. I highly recommend you guys check it out. And that's pretty much it. That is my Super 8 review. I wish I could say more. But yeah, that's it. I just wish you guys go check it out. If you've seen Super 8, let me know what you thought down below in the comments or in your own video response. I would love to hear from you guys and girls who have seen it. And stay a little bit for the credits. Not all the way, but just a little bit into it. Some great stuff. I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's pretty funny. So check it out. So yeah, that's it. That's my Super 8 review. Hopefully you guys like it. Again, this is really hard to review a movie where you don't want to give away what it is directly. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Go check it out if you haven't again. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got. And I'll see you guys in the next video.